Right now we're going to talk about the past, its relevance to the future. The great conservative parliamentarian and thinker Edmund Burke observed that society, including the conservative movement, is an intergenerational partnership. An intergenerational partnership not only among the living, but also between the living, those who have passed on, and those who are yet to be born. This conference, of course, is directed by those of us who are living. We trust that the policies and actions that are being discussed and determined here will be of benefit to those not yet born. But in this brief session, we pause to remember and honor those of our number who have passed on in the last year. Each of you knows somebody who is among that company, some past contributor to our movement who helped make us what we are today. So I just ask you to please think of that person or those persons and their contributions at this time. We also reflect on the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and the fallen men and women who served their communities as police officers across Canada. So I ask you to join me in pausing for just a moment of silence. We have a feature like this at each of these conferences in which we think of those that have passed on, in which we remember them with fondness and gratitude, and thus honor them for their contributions. So a moment of silence, please, as we remember and honor them. Thank you. Now, we now go on to the Cliff Friars Award, whom I think many of you here, maybe not the younger people, but would know Cliff Friars as a great friend of the conservative movement. He's probably one of my best friends and probably the one person who behind the scenes did more to assist me in my political adventures than anyone else. Cliff has a crusty exterior. He's a lawyer, but he has a heart of gold. But sometimes his crusty exterior comes across more than his heart of gold. Years ago, we had a huge convention in Saskatoon. When originally, the Reform Party's constitution confined it to running candidates in Western Canada. So we had this big conference to decide whether it should be expanded to become a national party. It was an emotional discussion. People came to that conference from Ontario saying Ontario wants in. Our slogan was the West wants in. And there was a vote to expand the party. And this conference of 2,500 people spontaneously broke out and sang "O Canada." Cliff was the chair of this conference. Cliff patiently listened to this, and then he declared, "You are all out of order." But the Cliff Friars Award was established to honor those who serve our movement, often behind the scenes. It's us political players that get the attention, for better or for worse, particularly from the media. But there are hundreds and hundreds of people who are behind the scenes, with the think tanks, with the advocacy groups, with the training groups, the constituency organizations. They never get the publicity, they never get particularly recognized, but the political actors could not succeed without these people behind the scenes. And the Cliff Friars Award was established in Cliff's name to try and honor those people and give them some recognition within our movement. So I'm going to turn things over now to Matt Spoke, who will tell us who is the winner of the Cliff Friars Award this year.
Thank you, Preston, and thank you so much for those words. I think the idea of an intergenerational partnership and relationship is something that is very evident by the variety of demographics and ages that have been here in attendance, the Conservative Values Tomorrow, and folks like me who just recently got involved with the organization. I'm super honored to be here to present this award. The person receiving this award this year is going to be no surprise to many of you who've attended this conference for years. Troy Lanigan. Troy Lanigan, for those of you who don't know, is a consultant who works with clients supportive of limited government principles in the fields of public advocacy and public policy reform. Troy is president of the Manning Foundation for Democratic Education and CEO, founder of the storytelling think tank, secondstreet.org. Troy serves on the boards of the Institute for Liberal Studies and World Taxpayers Associations as past presidents. For 26 years, Troy served in various capacities with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, including 10 years as president. Highlights of his time included writing a book, Fighting for Taxpayers, Battles Fought and Battles Ahead, on occasion of the CTF's 25th anniversary, helping found the campus-based initiative Generation Screwed, and leading a turnaround of finances that saw 76% growth in revenues and staff resources established in every part of Canada during his tenure as president. Prior to the CTF, Troy served as National Education Director for the Virginia-based Leadership Institute. Troy is a member of the Washington, D.C.-based Atlas Network's Council of Mentors. Troy holds a degree in economics. He and his wife, Erica, live in Kelowna and have 4 children. And obviously, Troy has played an instrumental role in this conference in its past, leading up to Jamil taking over as president last year. So congratulations, Troy. Really excited to be able to offer this award. Is Troy in the room? There he is. I think Troy will lead up to all this.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Look at that.
They're going to engrave it.
It's the invisible hand.
That's right.
I think they're adding your name after.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. My old mentor, Morton Blackwell, was fond of saying that the winner of a political contest is determined by the number and the effectiveness of the activists and the leaders on each respective side. Well, that's certainly true of partisan contests, but I also think it's true of the broader movement. You know, if I wanted to work in the movement, when I graduated university in the 1980s, there was literally 2 organizations. There was the Fraser Institute, headed by Mike Walker, and there was the National Citizens Coalition, then headed by David Somerville. Well, I'm pleased to say that 35 years later, there are literally dozens of think tanks, advocacy groups, independent media outlets, and dozens of campaigns of all sorts. And I think as evidenced here over the last 2 days, the movement is robust, it's equipped, and it's ready for the fight that Pierre Poilievre talked about so articulately yesterday. So it's my pleasure to have worked with so many people in the movement over the years, and I give particular note to the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, for whom I served 26 years. 26 years. So many of those people went on to leadership roles in other organizations, went on to elected office, and many have gone on to start wholesale new organizations that are thriving. And it's been so rewarding to watch that. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, Preston. Thank you to Canada Strong and Free Network. It is a real honor to receive an award in the name of Cliff Friars, someone I consider a friend and a mentor, and to all of you, I look forward to the fight in the years that come. Thank you very much for this. Thank you.